Hello there, welcome to my views and news. Breaking news for you from Somalia, Ethiopia border. Ethiopian forces are digging trenches there. It is being reported by a top news source from Somalia, not by a social media activist or a journalist, but by a major Somalia's news source. Locals are confirming this development. What does it indicate? Why is Ethiopian military digging trenches on border with Somalia? Secondly, a meeting between UAE's ambassador to Somalia and Somalia's prime minister. People say UAE is behind the MOU between Ethiopia and Somaliland. UAE is fueling this conflict. UAE has not issued any statement so far about the tension between Ethiopia and Somalia. Let's start with breaking news for you from Somalia. Ethiopian troops are deployed to Somalia for years. Ethiopian troops are part of African Union peacekeeping mission. Some other African countries' troops are also part of this mission. ATMIS is the name of this mission. This mission is gradually scaling down its presence in Somalia. And ATMIS, African Union peacekeepers, are deployed to Mogadishu, to other parts of Somalia too. But there are thousands of other Ethiopian soldiers deployed to Somalia, not part of African Union's peacekeeping mission. These troops are non-ATMIS Ethiopian troops, and they are operating in Somalia under some agreements, some understandings with the regional governments, and maybe with Mogadishu. Since the start of tension between Ethiopia and Somalia, some hardliners in Somalia have been asking Somalia's government to tell Ethiopian troops to leave the country, Somalia. And we heard, by the way, from Somalia's military spokesperson who said that Ethiopia is not in a position to withdraw its forces from Somalia. Why? Because most of the ENDF troops in Somalia are Tigrinya speaking. And if ENDF tells them to withdraw, they won't withdraw. They could be arrested if they return to Ethiopia. That is what was said by a top Somalia's military general, a serving general. So pressure on Hassan Sheikh, that Hassan Sheikh should tell Ethiopian forces to leave the country, both which are part of Afghan mission and which are not part of Afghan mission. We don't know, will Hassan Sheikh government expel Ethiopian troops or not, but it is being reported by a main Somalia's news source, which has some credibility too, that Ethiopian troops are digging trenches, reinforcing their positions on Ethiopia-Somalia border. Where is it happening? How strategic is this area? Why are Ethiopian troops digging trenches on border with Somalia? It is happening in Jubaland, Gado region. Gado is in Jubaland, I think. In Gado, there is a Dolo town. Town is right on Ethiopia-Somalia border. And we know that Ethiopian troops are in Gado, in Kismayo, in southwest state, and they're in control of key facilities of regional states. Because regional states don't have security forces which could protect regional forces, which could protect regions against Al-Shabaab. And secondly, Ethiopia wants to keep Al-Shabaab away from its borders. That is why it has established bases in Somalia. and these bases are used by Al-Shabaab as propaganda points. Al-Shabaab said that Somalia's territory is under the control of Ethiopia. Ethiopia has annexed Somalia's territory. That is why attacks on Ethiopian troops in Somalia are legitimate. Last year, Al-Shabaab tried to enter Ethiopia. It could not gain a foothold in the Somali region of Ethiopia. The troops which are digging trenches are obviously not part of African Union peacekeeping mission. Why are they digging trenches? It seems that they are making defensive preparations. Defense against whom? Are they expecting an attack? Either Ethiopian troops are expecting an attack from Somalia. Next question would be, or they are just beefing up their military presence, defensive presence on border with Somalia. Why? Obviously, Ethiopian troops fear something is going to happen. Keeping in view Ethiopian commitment to implement the MOU with Somaliland. So defense against either Al-Shabaab or Somalia's forces. It means that either Al-Shabaab could attack Ethiopia or Somalia could attack Ethiopia. That is why Dolo is in Dolo, military presence by Ethiopia is being beefed up. And thirdly, a third possibility maybe is that Somalia could tell Ethiopian troops to leave its country. Ethiopian troops might have to withdraw from entire Somalia, and then obviously the troops will be deployed to the border, and troops will beef up their defensive positions on border. These are three likely reasons. Either attack from Al-Shabaab, likely attack from Al-Shabaab, or attack from Somalia by Somalia's forces, regional or federal or militia members or tribal fighters, whatever the case is. Attack from Somalia by Somalia's forces, or just defensive preparation because Ethiopian troops are going to be told to leave Somalia. Overall, all major Somalia's news sources are now sharing this development. They say locals have confirmed that. And they say, why is that? Ethiopian troops are deep in Somalia. They are hundreds of kilometers into Somalia, but they're digging trenches on border. While they're deep into Somalia, why? It means that they could be told to leave their places. That is why they are digging up trenches, because maybe they lose their presence in Somalia, in different parts of Somalia, and from there they'll withdraw towards border. And on border, they are digging trenches to beef up their defensive positions. Alarming developments on Ethiopia-Somaliland, Ethiopia-Somalia border, while conflicts ongoing in two Ethiopian regions, Amhara and Oromia, especially in Amhara. I'll speak in detail on this development in the live chat after a few hours, after around 2 hours. Secondly, was first meeting between UAE's officials and Somalia's government. UAE is said to be behind Ethiopia-Somaliland Memorandum of Understanding. UAE is the shareholder to Berbera port, which it built in Somaliland. UAE reportedly wants Ethiopia to move from Djibouti to Berbera or other ports in Somaliland because UAE not on good terms with Djibouti. Ethiopia on one page in their support for RSF2 in Sudan reported. Since Ethiopia signed an MOU with Somaliland, we did not see any statement from UAE. Statements from all global and regional powers, Turkey, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Eritrea, Sudan, UK, US, IGAD, African Union, UN, OIC, Arab League, but UAE nowhere to be seen. The country, which has extensive footprints in this region, is silent. This silence is deafening for Somalia. Somalia wants some sort of assurance from UAE that UAE wouldn't back Ethiopia in case of Ethiopia-Somalia confrontation. First engagement between UAE's government and Somalia's government. Today, a meeting was held between UAE's ambassador to Somalia. I think his name is Ahmad. Ahmad met with Somalia's Prime Minister Hamza Abdi Bare. Meeting is being confirmed. Somalia urged UAE's ambassador that UAE should issue a statement, like other countries have issued statements, calling for respect of Somalia's territorial integrity and sovereignty. We don't know if Somalia will issue a statement or not, but this is first sign of diplomatic contact between Somalia and the UAE. But we're still waiting for statement from UAE. What will UAE say? Will it condemn Ethiopia MOU, Ethiopia-Somaliland MOU, which is not very likely? Will it support Somalia? Let's see. That remains to be seen. Thank you for watching.